All right, guys. Happy Wednesday. So, today we're going to discuss some Ayaneo products. You guys already know this one. This is my Flip DS. Absolutely love this device. And now we have the Slide. Now we're going to go into all this talking about Ayaneo because lately I've been kind of doing battle with Ayaneo. They have my DMG. They're repairing it, all this good stuff. Very happy about that. Don't ever think I'm not. I'm very appreciative. They've been sending me emails like, hey, we need your pin. We need your pin. And their directions when I sent it to them was to put my pin on a piece of paper so they have it. So they've had it. I emailed them, gave them my pin. They emailed me yesterday. Hey, we still need your pin. I was like, look, the pin's on the piece of paper. I emailed you the pin end of last week. And then I emailed it to them again saying, here it is. Once again, you guys have my pin. They emailed me this morning, just said thank you. So I'm guessing it all worked out and they were able to get into my device and realize they've had it. So now 2 days from here, they should be done testing and shipping back, which we should have already been at the ship back point end of last week. Now, before I get into these two, I'm going to talk about, well, the same shit that we've been talking about, and I'm getting really sick of this subject. It's, beating a dead horse at this point. But let's discuss real quick, because they've released more info on the Retroid Pocket Classic. So let's run down the specs that they've released. Now, right now, they've probably already released more info. I just haven't seen it yet. So I'm just going to tell you what I've seen, where I'm at, what I know, and how I feel. So we're looking at 4 gig LP DDR4, 64 gig eMMC internal, active cooling. We already know the screen specs, 3.92, 1240 by 1080, 500 nits of brightness, so about 450 nits of brightness lower than the DMG. A little less bright. Other than that, same shit. Wi-Fi 5, okay, leads me to believe older, maybe Snapdragon 6 era, maybe even up to an 800, I don't know. No video out. That upsets a lot of people. It does not upset me. I have yet to use any of my handhelds as a home console. No issues if you do that. Just every time I'm at home and I pull it out, I'm like, oh, why plug it into the TV? I have it in my hand. But like my Retroid Pocket 5, I'd actually love to get the Retroid dock and try that thing out and use it at home. That would be amazing. So no, I don't have any issues if that's what you do with your handhelds, man. That's awesome. I just don't. Bluetooth 5, Type-C, of course, because who the hell does micro USB anymore? 3.5 audio jack, card, TF card. Android 14, no port master. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, 27 watt charging. And of course, size and weight, which I don't really care about, but 138 by 89.8 by 26 millimeter and 233 grams in weight. So, yeah, this is going to land in a power gray area. Now, let me start by saying, thanks to some of the Legion, they let me know when I say stupid shit like, this power is unnecessary for a handheld like this. They remind me of Dreamcast and Sega Saturn. Appreciate that, guys. These are not consoles I personally enjoy, so I don't ever think about them. And that's, the 6 button. So for the 4 button layout, we're in this power gray area of more power, if they go with what I think, more power than we need, but not enough to go up to the next generation of, consoles like PS2 or even GameCube. But who cares, because we don't have sticks anyway. So yeah, price is going to go up for really no reason. But that extra power does help with Saturn and Dreamcast. So all of you that like the 6 button, kind of good news for you. Bad news for everybody price-wise. So we'll see. This is kind of a, I don't know about it yet. We're definitely past the $100 mark, moving towards 120 to 160. Especially with all their bullshit going on, they need to make some money. Don't hate Retroid for that. Hate everybody whining about the Mini. Speaking of which, so Retro Game Core released the statement that Retroid released on their Discord, talking about what they're doing. They're partnering up with the company to create an custom AMOLED display for future consoles. Okay, now let's be clear: they are not fixing the Mini. This is not a fix. They can't. The Mini you have is the Mini you have. They're not fixing shit. They're re-releasing another mini. Okay? Not fixing, different mini. And they said minimum like 12 months out. So that's where we're at with this. But here's the thing, guys. Now, back with the Flip 1, Pocket Flip 1 from Reteoid, I boycotted Reteoid. I was done with their products, didn't give a shit what they were doing, didn't want anything to do with them. Skipped over like the 2S, the 4, the 4 Pro. Didn't care. Okay? I did finally go back and like pick up the Reteoid Pocket 5, restoring my faith in Reteoid. Now, that was just a personal thing between me and Reteoid. I didn't actually hate their handhelds. I hated my experience, okay? It kind of burned me and pissed me off. So, look at this, though. The CEO, and I know it's hard to read on mine. You can go look this up on Retro Game Cores. Go to his YouTube channel, go to post, and you can see this. It's the top one right now. The CEO has taken an extraordinary step of mortgaging his personal property to secure the bank loan needed for this AMOLED deal they're doing. This guy mortgaged his own property to take care of this. Now, that fully restores my faith. That gives me a lot of faith in this company. This guy's playing real-life Monopoly, but that shit is dangerous, okay? He's playing a dangerous game because Reteoid, man, they're right there, okay? The axe is coming down if they're not careful. Let's look at the handheld community and all the companies as a whole. All right? Let's start with Reteoid. The Mini is hurting them. Okay, all over this CRT shader thing. Now, due to what's going on there, Reteoid prices are going to increase. They even state in here that they're going to have to make up this other $1 million, not the mortgaged $1 million, but this other $1 million and product sales and things like that. So Reteoid prices have to go up. So let's at least add 20 to the Pocket Classic now. Not Reteoid's fault. They have to stay a company. That's all of our fault. Everybody that did this shit over a damn shader, that's your fault for doing this. And everybody that's saying, I can't wait to see for Reteoid's future releases, there might not be a Reteoid after this, okay? The community and us as consumers as a whole are in a position to destroy this company. So let's say, for example, they released a Classic. They do what I'm thinking they're going to do. Not a lot of people are into it because of random small things like video out not being there. Don't really care about the Snapdragon because it's kind of that gray area in power that we don't need. It's too much for what we want. Maybe the price is too high. No, people are going to buy it. Yeah, you sell something, someone out there is going to buy it. But will the sales be enough once you have something out there that not a lot of people care about? Maybe not. But now here's the axe that's coming down. Here's the guillotine on the way for Reteoid. The Pocket Flip 2. They need to stop right now and put that off. They need to not release that. And I know it sucks, but they cannot release the Flip 2 right now. If they push forward and release the Flip 2 trying to recap some of this money that they're losing, imagine that comes out and has any issue. Okay? Which, this is a dangerous game of clamshells here because of the hinge. So say this comes out, the Flip 2, and there's a hinge issue, and now we're back at people are pissed off, people are returning them, they're taking more hits, you know, that will just destroy these people. And this guy that's mortgaging his property, his ass is going to be begging in the streets. Very, very scary time for Reteoid. Okay? Now let's look at the other companies. Anbernic is sitting on a pile of money. They're atop their pyramid with the last 12, 13 devices all being the same shit. Okay? It's all the same stuff. All the internals, same shit. Just different configurations. SP, Advanced, we got the Cube. It's all H700. I know, guys, the original 35XX. Okay, whatever. But all H700, just different layouts. Square screens, horizontal handhelds, vertical handhelds, handhelds that look like gameboys. They did the same shit for a solid year. Everybody noticed, but everybody bought the stuff. So Anbernic's sitting on a pile of money. They ain't got to do shit for a while if they don't want to. They can sit back and relax. They're good. So maybe we hear new stuff from them throughout the year, maybe not. But now they have time to sit back and work on a bigger product launch. Now, when I started this, I had kind of a category. Powkitty at the bottom as your dollar store handheld. Reteoid was in the middle as your budget-friendly kind of best power for your money handheld around the $100 range. And then Anbernic was resting at the top, as, in my book, as the highest quality of those three. Reteoid pushed. they got to the top. They started releasing amazing handhelds that were far and away above everything else and took that top spot. But now that's bit them in the ass with what they're going through. So let's talk about Powkitty. Powkitty rarely steps outside their comfort zone. They re-release the same shit over and over and over and over and over. Like Anbernic, but not as good with that re-release bullshit. But yeah, it's the same handhelds over and over and over and over, okay? RGB 20, RGB 20 SX, RGB 10, RGB 20V. None of them are really that impressive. They're not bad handhelds. They're neat, okay? The last time they stepped outside of their comfort zone, they did the RGB 30, released that square screen. Everybody was like, what the hell is this? It ended up being amazing, and they did great. They changed the industry. All of a sudden, more companies were doing this square screen thing because of Powkitty. They did good, but then they retreated back to their cave and just started regurgitating the same shit again. Now there is rumors I've seen of them working on a new version of the V90. Why wouldn't they? Everybody else now released an SP, which they have their SP, the V90. It's just really cheap and shitty. I used to give them away as Christmas presents when I had $20 lying around. So yeah, we're not going to see anything groundbreaking from Powkitty. You know, I would probably put money on that. They're just going to sit back and keep re-releasing the same shit. Eventually, they'll either go under or they'll just remain the same forever. Now, Ayaneo, they took some heat over the DMG, over the Pocket Evo 2, released this whole retro scheme thing and fuck it up with thermals. But, you know, they're not really in that same place as Reteoid because Ayaneo can be like, hey, Antec, want to buy this model that we've already marketed, created, and sold the initial batch to the community and made the most amount of money we're going to make out of these? You can buy these handhelds off us, slap Antec on it, jack the price up, and sell them in Best Buy. And Antec is like, sure, we're a handheld company. Yeah, they're not. Okay, they don't make their own shit, really. So, not talking about them. GKD. Okay, you guys suck. Don't really like you. You made a handheld that is on my favorites list, the GKD Mini Plus Classic Pro Classic Plus Mini Pro Classic thing. Your aluminum Game Boy with the dual analog sticks and so many buttons. I don't know what the hell they all do. Still, after years of having it, $200 price point, not friendly to beginners. Your marketing was terrible on that. Most people don't even know the damn thing exists, and it's one of the best handhelds, metal handhelds on the market. All your other handhelds kind of sucked. You did the Pixel, okay? Your marketing was shit on that. The way you sell it was shit on that. You weren't even sure of release times, and all of a sudden it was released, and yeah, not a very good thing there. And you don't really let outside sources create for you, so you'll never see like Black Seraph who created like Garlic and Onion. You'll never see him on there, but you know, you can get MinUI. GKD shit is normally locked down. So then you go ahead and you release the Pixel 2. You make it a little bit wider. You replace the metal buttons with plastic buttons. You give it a little more power for no reason, because why? It's a small micro handheld. You're not going to enjoy a whole lot on it. It's for quick play sessions. So that was stupid. So you kind of ruined your own name again. No one gives a shit about the Pixel 2. People seen things on it. We're like, oh my God, the Pixel 2 for like 12 hours. And now no one gives a shit about it. I know I have zero interest in the damn thing. So that's where GKD is. All right. So as a whole, this is where we're at as a community. Retroid looking bad. Ayaneo suffering from backlash on the thermal issues with DMG and Pocket Evo. Cells on their newest handheld are suffering. They're nowhere where they should be. GKD sucks. Powkitty's, like I said, back in their cave, and they're just going to randomly throw out the same shit. Anbernic on the pile of money, laughing at all the stupid companies below them. What we need now is AYN to come out, release us a vertical handheld that fucking looks crazy, okay? Because they got some great designs. So they're going to release something. They should release that vertical. That is absolutely nuts looking, okay? And do an AMOLED display. Take it easy on the SoC. Give us something mid-range. Market it towards Game Boy Color. Cool design. Don't go nuts with the SoC. Make it affordable. Release us and a $60, $80, $100 vertical handheld with a beautiful display. And AYN, you'll rake in the money. You have that position right now, AYN. If you're doing it, do it. Throw out your vertical, give it another Norse god name, and let's make that shit happen. I would buy the hell out of it, okay? Love AYN. All right. So that was a lot longer than I thought it would be. Let's get down here. And I'm sorry it took 15 minutes to cover that. I honestly thought I'd spend 5 on it. Time flies when you're shooting a video. So here we have it, guys. And the only reason I pulled out the Flip DS was kind of a weight comparison because, you know, this is a slide. So we get this very satisfying. Doing that again. That makes me so happy. I don't know why. Okay, I love like PSP Go. I wish someone would do a slide. I have also hit up Anbernic 1,000 times and sent them emails saying, why the hell haven't you done a slider handheld? Here you go. Here's the back of the screen. That type of shit worries me, but I know it has to be there for tension. The screen feels like it's great quality. And the handheld, let's see. Let me feel the weight here. That's pretty balanced. And then once you slide that back, all the weight's right there in the middle. That's really nice. It's really sturdy, man. This thing is a cinder block, you know. It's a little heavy, but not too heavy. It feels really sturdy in the hands. Placement's nice for everything. I honestly don't think I'd have a problem with much on this. Let's see. I keep pulling it away because I shot this video once today, and the person who owns this handheld, their personal info popped up. So, yeah, after I was, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes into my video, I had to reshoot. Sorry, you're getting a close-up of my hand, though. Not a good thing for you guys. All right, connecting. I'm sorry, I had to connect it to Wi-Fi. I did that, but then it restarted, which is why the owner's personal info popped up, because during my video, it fell asleep and then, like, restarted, and then, boom, there's his real world info. And I won't do that to anybody ever. Okay, moving forward. Okay, this one is on my Steam account, so I have Persona 5 Royale. This one is on the other person's account. This is my sponsor's handheld. It's his slide. I went and picked it up this weekend while I was hanging out with him. I don't know if he has Persona 5 installed on it, or even has it. I didn't see it. But we have Metaphor ReFantazio. I have yet to play this game. I've been wanting to try it out, so we're going to throw it on the flip, or on the slide. So for reference, this one right here is your 7840U version, I think. Yeah, 16 gig RAM, 512 internal. Hold on, guys, let me change my grip here so I can adjust. Let's pull this back. There we go. Brighten it up. Come on, find that sweet spot with focus. There it is. 7840U, 16 gig RAM, 512 internal. Nice and fuzzy now that I messed with the focus. Let me fix that. I got a little dial on the mount I use, which was also provided by the sponsor. Anyway, so this is 7840U. This one is the 8840U. So this one does have a little bit more power when it comes to it. But of course, it's rocking a dual screen. Now, as for ergonomics, this feels really good. I did not think I would like the slide. But I kind of love this. I kind of want one. Like, personally want to keep one. This, I never really thought about like the keyboard thing. I was always like, yeah, I have a digital keyboard on here. I just pull up a keyboard down here on the bottom screen and I'm good. And I can. And it works great. Why the hell do I like this so much? It must be the sliding thing. And the weight distribution is amazing. This thing is really nice, guys. I like the little backlit keyboard. Let's do this. Let's get some sound going.
Chambers, let alone draw close. And yet, His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade with all the royal bloodlines.
That sounds really good. The screen looks great.
Stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could
So, being a 7840U, you're going to get pretty decent game performance. You're going to be able to play some decent Steam games on it. some higher end stuff. I mean, you're not going to play the newest, greatest shit on Ultra. So, like Monster Hunter Wilds, I don't think. I mean, you're probably going to be able to play it. You're just going to have to make some serious adjustments. The D-pad, I think, is the exact same. Yeah, except this one has white lines, but they're both that kind of concave D-pad. So, and you can tell transitioning from this to this feels lighter. My Flip DS feels a lot lighter. Honestly, the ergonomics are better on the slide. You get kind of this more pronounced bump out back here, and it feels like it sits in the hand a little better, and it's only a slight, the bump out's only slightly bigger, but it sits nice in the hand. And of course the triggers back here, very comfortable to use. This ain't bad at all. I don't mind the sticks feel like they don't feel like they have a full range of motion. They hit really quick. I know they do. I know you can get a full range, but it's like, it feels like less room than most sticks to go left and right. So like if you do, which I'm not going to go through a process of like the little calibration thing. The hell with that. You know, say you have about an area like that for a normal stick. This feels like that. It feels about half the whole half the diameter, circumference, diameter, whatever. Correct me, I don't care. But it's not a bad thing. It doesn't feel bad. It feels really snappy. It feels really quick. You know, you hit it, bam, you're left, right, up, all the way around. Feels good. D-pad has that kind of silent click like all the others where you just feel it go like that. That's nice. Sticks are nice and clicky. Face buttons are your standard face buttons. I mean, they're nice. They're good face buttons. And we got this nice little keyboard. It's like one of those keyboards. You know what I'm talking about? The RII little Bluetooth keyboards. I have one I use for shit. It's like one of those built in. It's very smooth, very soft. It kind of has that satisfying D-pad click. And as you can see, I can use, I just figured this out doing this. I can use WASD. Enter a game. I pulled it up because I don't know if my sponsor's personal info was going to show up, like his full name or anything. You never know with these Persona type games. So yeah, it's really kind of nice, guys. Holy shit, I like this a lot. Let me do it this way. He has it set up in big picture mode, so when you turn it on, it does like a whole animation and like goes into big picture. Every time I turn it on, I thought I always, and I've seen it like 5 times now, but I still think it's launching a game. It's not. I'm just stupid when it comes to that. Okay. Nice touch screen too. Very reactive. I mean, it pays attention. It does what it's supposed to. But this slide feeling, that shit is so satisfying. This is a really expensive fidget toy. I'm telling you. I would do this nonstop and wear this shit out so much. I mean, it does feel like you got to be really, you can't one-side it. You can't just pull a finger up, but you can like palm it like that. Bam. Anybody old enough to remember those Sidekick phones? Send me a text message. Look how cool I am. This is a huge ass version of those Sidekick phones. And it's awesome. Okay. It seems pretty quiet for having enough power to run Metaphor ReFantasio. I mean, the fan's blowing out hot air, but I'm not really hearing a whole bunch come from there. It's honestly, I think it's quieter than my Flip DS. Oh yeah, it's quieter than my Flip DS. I mean, this thing is sitting in performance mode, So I actually don't know where this one is sitting. I haven't even pulled up ISpace on it. Let me back out, and I'm going to keep it off screen. I apologize. Well, let's hit the... No, that just reopens. Some, you know, depending on what you have open, the ISpace button will open, like, reopen Steam or whatever the hell else. I don't know. It's not reopening the ISpace. Let's see if we can open it. Sorry, I keep it off, guys. I know. I just don't. I'm very careful with people's personal info. Since I work in an office, you know, and I have customer info, I always have certain things off. And you always see this red cloth right here. That's covering up info, personal, you know, company info that I can't let out. It's stuck to my KVM. So, yeah, I can't remove it. I want to. The last guy that worked in this exact spot, he needed the info that was on there. I don't, but whatever. So back to this. I'm really digging this. This is really comfortable. This is a hell of a lot of fun. I'm sorry, I keep going back to it. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's really cool. I bet you get some serious looks from people, and you're sitting there at your house, you're gaming, they don't know you have it. And you're like, oh, I gotta look up something. Bam. People are gonna turn around and go, what the fuck did you just do? I think it's supposed to tilt. I'm so scared to do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, it did a little. See that? It raised up a little. I don't want to. Oh, okay, yeah. I can't go any further than that. I have horrible luck with shit. And last thing I need to do is rip the screen off of my sponsor's slide. Would I buy the slide? Maybe not from Antec. This is the Antec version. Probably not if they jacked up the price, but if I can find a slide for a reasonable price, I would buy one myself right now. This thing is really comfortable. This is nice. This is really nice. I like this. Would I pick it over my Flip DS? No. I really like my Flip DS still. This just has everything I want in a handheld. This is still my favorite. The DMG was working its way up my list, but yeah, I didn't get to use it enough to tell. And you know what? I got other grips for this, I think. I think this shit had other grips I could put on here. But as you can see, the bump outs on the back. See what I mean? The bump outs on this are way more comfortable. Not that this is bad. This ain't bad at all. Let me close out. Let me close out of, what you call it? Persona. Okay. I want to close out of that. Let's close out of that. I just want to fold this up and get everything centralized and fill the weight. So, I mean, you still get kind of the same top layout except for, you know, volume. My volume's on the face of it, not the top. But let's see. Let's compare. Closed up. There you go, guys. I'm forcing my mount to look down, so it's going to be a little shaky. But the slide's a little bit wider. Of course, the Flip DS is going to be, you know, bigger in that aspect. Nice. Look at the fingerprint custom skin I have on it. These are not my fingerprints. This is a custom skin. I hope you believe that. I doubt you do. Don't be that stupid. And which one do you think is... of course, right? But let's do that and see. Big difference, right? Now, not that the screen size, the difference here is like deal breaker for me. I wouldn't pick one. I wouldn't shun this because the screen's smaller. The design of this is, I mean, it's just the nature of this thing. I do love the screen design on, oh, Jesus. That's also a custom screen protector. Looks like fingerprints. Then I never have to clean it because I just got to get used to the fact that fingerprints are there. Ha! One step ahead of the game. But I like the screen design on this. I mean, looks basic as shit, but that whole glass going across is amazing. Great hinge on this. I just wish Baby had a little bit more back, you know what I mean? No, like I said, let me... There you go. 8840U. I forgot I didn't do that earlier. So 16.512, 8840U. So this is, about a generation newer. Well, let me get you back in focus, guys. Sorry. Man, I've been putting out 30-minute videos lately. Sorry, a lot going on. So let's do this. My overall take on the slide. Let's wrap this shit up. If you have a chance at a slide and you don't have a higher end like PC handheld and you've been wanting one and you're kind of intrigued by the slide, do I recommend picking this up? Yeah, get it. I want one, shit. And I already have this. I absolutely recommend picking up a slide. This thing is awesome. Okay, it's really, really fun device to have. It gets really compact, you know what I mean? Like, it slides down to your normal kind of handheld size. It's a beefy kind of, handheld. It's a little heavy. But Ayaneo is really good about putting that weight right in the center. I mean, everything is, bam, right there. So when you have your hands on it, that weight's evenly distributed. It makes the handheld a hell of a lot more comfortable. You don't have to have your fingers down here supporting the weight of it, so you don't get that weird pinky cramp thing. It doesn't hurt. You can plant your hands on the back of it. It sits right in your palm. It doesn't dig in, but it puts pressure there, letting you know you can hold it like this all damn day long. It's a very comfortable handheld. It's a very nice handheld. It's worth it, and I think it's worth it to this day. Okay. Flip DS, still my favorite handheld. This is the all-in-one handheld. This does it all for me. This takes care of every need. If I want a computer, if I want to play PS2, if I want to play some high-end, Steam games, I can. Also, the guy I work with just picked up Monster Hunter Wilds. Realized I have a video 4 months ago of me playing Monster Hunter Wilds on this. He was like, how the hell did you get access to Monster Hunter Wilds? He's a special case. Anyway. But yeah, I was playing Wilds on this, so you know. You can go back and look at the video. It's about 4 months old. A lot of people are like, it looked like it ran like shit. It didn't. It ran pretty damn smooth to me. And, through the camera, it may have looked a little off. Now, there was scaling issues because it's a dual screen handheld. But other than that, it was great. All right, everybody. I'm wrapping this one up. Tell me what you think. Okay, what do you think about the slide? We've discussed the Flip DS. You can comment on it. I don't care. But the slide, I'm really digging. I do recommend. Like I said, I don't hate Ayaneo, everybody. I don't. I like their products. They're expensive for a reason. You put your hands on one and you realize a lot of that cost is in build quality, which it's tough to say that right now with my DMG in their shop and everything going on with like the Pocket Evo and shit. They have been slipping a bit, but the Flip DS and the slide are winners. Tell me what you think about all this, about this guy mortgaging his house, about where we're at with the specs on the Classic. And I know I gave you the first 15 minutes of this was me going over all the companies and where they stand and what they're doing and what I think. You can agree. You can disagree. If you want to disagree, hop in the comments. Let's have a discussion. Okay? All right, everybody. Tomorrow, I will be doing a whole different video. Like, I have another handheld I picked up at my sponsor's place last weekend. It is an older one. Okay? But I think it's viable, and I have a comparison for it, and I kind of want to go over it. All right? So, I'll see you tomorrow for my Thursday video, guys. Yeah, I mean, till then, pick up your handhelds, actually game on them. Don't just keep them for looks. If you're going to carry the damn thing, sit down and play a game. Try limiting how many games you put on a handheld and see some shit through. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next episode.